Haggerty will be here late. Alfred Gonzalez.
Here.
Ruben Gonzalez.
Here.
Jackie York.
Here.
So for right now, those are the ones who are here. That does constitute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 is quorum for us. So there will be, I think Ed Mena will be here shortly, and it's possible that Shane Haggerty will be here a little bit late. But we do have a quorum, so let's go to our agenda. Yeah, no, let's go to our agenda, which is the first thing is the roll call. So we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance, both to the state flag and to the national flag, and then we have recognition. So together, let us do a Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And to the state flag, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. Let's pray it's indivisible. For those of you who are on the board, if you would join me up by the flag so that we can have some staff recognition that I think that is well deserved, and I think you'll be very proud to be able to know that these people have served our community so well for so long. Anna, would you join us as well?
Yes, sir. Okay, so we're going to start with a 25-year service, Miss Beatrice Medina. And Miss B, where are you? Come on up. And some of her staff are here also to recognize her.
So Beatriz, this is a certificate of appreciation, and it's minimal because you are amazing. This certificate is awarded to you, Beatriz Medina, in recognition of 25 years of dedicated service. Hold it so that we take a picture. Open it.
Get back there with the board members.
I want you in the picture.
Who, me? No, this is their time.
All right, thanks, Beatriz.
This is their time for recognition. All right, we're going to start with 20 years of service. We have 4. Ana Aguilar. Is Ana here? Yes, there she is. Ana is in our residential department under Crystal Pickett. Some of her staff is here also to recognize her. And we really do thank her for all of her service. We really appreciate it.
So Ana, this is the certificate of appreciation awarded to Ana B. Aguilar in recognition of 20 years of dedicated service, not to the Central Paso District, but to the citizens of the city of El Paso, Texas. So thank you.
Okay, the next one we have, I would like to introduce Gabrielle Melendez. She wants to introduce this one herself. Gabby?
So Robert Garcia is celebrating 20 years of service with us, and this young man was even younger. And he started with us at the front desk, has made his way through numerous departments. His wealth of knowledge of how the appraisal district works is just unmatched, unrivaled with everyone who works here. And he transitioned over to HR in 2019, and so we're very lucky to have him in all that he's now doing for us as at the appraisal district. So we're just so excited for him.
Thank you, Robert.
Robert G. Garcia, Jr., in recognition of 20 years of dedication to the citizens of El Paso, Texas. Smile right there.
Yeah, he's usually the one taking the pictures, so we had to get Gina to help out today. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Oh, Miss Jessica Rubio. Thank you. She's in our residential department 20 years. She handles our mobile homes. She deals with all the mobile home owners and dealing with the mobile home parks and all the mobile homes throughout the county. So she's amazing work.
And again, the certificate of appreciation is presented to Jessica Rubio in recognition of 20 years of dedicated service. If you'll hold that like that,
And last but not least, 20 years, Mr. Richard Schaefer. He's our assistant manager. He's the assistant manager in residential. And he's going to hate me for this, but I'm going to tell you a little story. I'm about to tell a story that's going to embarrass him. But the first year that he was here, Jerry Griffin was the chief appraiser at the time. I was one of the interview committee. And I wasn't real sure about Mr. Schaefer. And the first year when we tried to give him a cost of living, he came up to Mr. Griffin, who was the chief appraiser at the time, and said no, he didn't want any money. And Mr. Griffin said, so you don't want a job? And he's like, no, I want a job. You just don't have to pay me. And it became a big joke. But Richard has been, I don't even think he remembers that, but he's been an amazing employee. He's now the assistant manager of residential and handles quite a few of our issues. So Richard, thank you so much. Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Presented, awarded to Richard D. Schaefer in recognition of 20 years of dedicated service. And we thank you so much for your dedication. Volunteer service.
Yeah. Well, I will have to say, he has received multiple raises since, so, yeah, he's good.
You know
Thank
what
you,
this
staff.
is? It also attests to the leadership of Dinah and her team, because people who have served 5 years, that's great. We really appreciate 10 years, 20 years, and 25 years are people who are dedicated, yes, to what they're doing, but also to the leadership we have. So this is also a testament to Dinah. Her
General
phenomenal,
staff.
and your staff.
And thank you for all of your, I won't say classmates, but all your staff mates that have come to help us recognize you guys in this anniversary. So thank you.
Okay. Is there any public comment? Has anybody signed up?
No, sir.
Okay, so there is no public comment. You all received a copy of the minutes of May 21st. We haven't seen each other for 2 months now.
No.
So I hope you go back and look at it. If there are any corrections or additions at this time, I would entertain you bring that up. If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as they have been prepared.
Motion to approve the minutes, May 21st, 2026.
Is there a second? Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Let me, for the record, state that Edward Mena is now here with us and adds to our quorum. So Eduardo Mena is here with us as well at 10 minutes after 5. Financial reports. Rosa. It's under tab 4.
Good afternoon, Rosa Goldman, Chief Financial Officer. We are presenting the financial report for the months of April, May, and June 2026. The financial report contains the balance sheet, report of revenues, expenditures, and changes in cash balance, the investment report, and the note to the financial report. So you can see each month has 3 pages. They are numbered. So for the month of April, we have 1, 2, and 3. If you look at the note, there is nothing really to report. Well, actually, there is. For the month of April, on page 3, note to the financial report, one account is over budget and is the building janitorial supplies. We did some deep cleaning, and that's kind of what make it go over budget. It's over budget by 1,404. Now, if we go to the next pages for May, if you look at page 6, under the note to the financial report for May, we have the vehicle, gas, oil, and maintenance also over budget by 6,726. And it is also due, when we budgeted, we didn't know that the gasoline was going to be much higher and that everything was going to be higher, the maintenance, supplies, and things like that.
Was this for many vehicles, Rosa, or for one vehicle?
Oh, no, it's all
I need to just point that out. This is not for one vehicle.
No, it's just for, it's the entire account, yes.
So there was additional costs, and for
For all vehicles.
this next budget,
Or maybe for a
we'll
few.
have to increase to make sure we don't.
We
have-
already did,
already
actually,
did.
we already did. Yeah, we have what we think is a good amount. And then for June, again, if you look at page 9, on that page, there are two errors. You note that under the note, it says note to May, it should be June. And then there was an additional amount to add up for the vehicle, gas, oil, and maintenance. It's for the entire account, and it's 3,682. And our encumbered funds haven't been touched. We still have for the election reserve 1,327,886, and for the litigation 946,502. So those ones remain as they were. Nothing has been taken out of those.
Question.
Yes.
So since the election,
No,
no, never mind.
We'll do-
not a good question.
We'll bring that up in September.
Okay.
That'll work. Not a good- I know where you were going.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So
not
just not a good
agendized, but
question.
we'll agendize it in September.
So
Are
we
there
do
any-
have in reserve $1,000,003 for the election.
Yes.
The deadline on the election is really tomorrow, Friday, actually. So, but at this point, we do have to have this money set aside just in case we do need an election. Probably be around 900,000. So you can see how much it costs to fill 3 seats on a board that doesn't have any authority except to hire and fire the chief appraisal officer, and to look at the budget. But at the end of the day, we do have the money in our reserve should we need it for the election. We also have $946,000, almost $1 million set aside for litigation reserve in total, which is pretty much what we've had for always, just so that you know. I mean, it's not that it's too much or too little. It's what we need and it's what we've had. Any questions on any of these items? Any additional comments, Rosa, that I may have cut you
No,
off?
no, sir, that's all.
We are making adjustments on our new budget that will reflect the overages that we've had to face on gasoline price increases and janitorial price increases, so that we won't have an overage hopefully next year. Or it'll be some other line and we'll have to take care of it at that time.
But overall, our budget, we're still well under.
Well
our
below
budget.
the budget.
Yeah, these overages, if you look at them, is not that big.
It's
Yeah,
an insignificant amount compared to the
Exactly,
overage.
exactly.
And in September, we'll have agendized to continue the encumbered funds and to give the board
next year.
a general idea of what we think. We don't know for sure because the audit will start taking place in October, but we'll have a pretty good idea of what we think monies would be left over to be turned back over. We'll have that for the board in September.
So before we do anything else, I do want to say that Shane Haggerty has joined us, and he is also part of our quorum, and that it was a quarter after, but he is now part of the quorum, so we now have 7 people of the board who are present and ready to vote. All right. We do need the approval of the financial reports. If anybody has any questions of Rosa, now's the time to ask. If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the financial reports as they've been presented, subject to audit, subject to being audited.
Motion to approve.
There is a
subject to
motion to approve. Is there a second? second, Shane. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rosa, very much. Thank you for all you do, Rosa, always. Discussion of possible action regarding our health insurance and dental insurance renewal. We have our professionals here from Compass, and they will give us a short report on what's happening with our insurance renewal.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Dennis. This is Miss
You have to speak
Annette.
up a little, Mike.
Is the mic on?
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? My name is Michael Dennis. This is Miss Annette Almanza. We are from Compass Benefits. Today, I'm here to discuss Blue Cross's new contract for the 2026-2027 coming year. Please keep in mind, medical insurance, or more like medical inflation, has been outpacing regular insurance by a large margin. We are running in 2025 around 10% medical inflation. Under this backdrop, we have negotiated with Blue Cross to a 4.9% increase from an initial offer of 12.9%. In your presentation on the left-hand side is our recommendation letter, and on the right-hand side, you will find the spreadsheet for the medical, dental, and the carriers that we went out to, and a rate history at the very back. When we went out to the market, we received lackluster response from other vendors, and it's due to the competitive pricing from Blue Cross. No benefits are changing on the medical. The deductible is staying the same at $1,000. Your coinsurance is staying the same at 80%. Your out-of-pocket is remaining the same. All the coinsurance are remaining the same. Nothing else is changing. And in this environment, I believe 4.9% is a great offer from Blue Cross. We do have an offer from Aetna, but it's really not that competitive. We did get one very, very late quote from another vendor. Unfortunately, it's not in the spreadsheet. However, it's still much higher than Blue Cross's proposal for a 4.9% increase. Is there any questions?
Any questions of Mike?
On the medical side? Yes, sir.
So it's gonna go up 4.9% to our employees that they're already paying?
No, employees pay zero.
If you look, it's $888 now. It'll go to $932. We will pay an extra $43 per employee.
Remember, we're 100% insured,
Mm-hmm.
so it's gonna go up for us, for the district, $43. We budgeted an 18% increase.
We thought.
It's only going up 4.9.
Good.
We thought it'd be around 12.
Okay.
We weren't sure, so we budgeted.
So there's no change for the employees?
No, sir, no
Beautiful.
change.
Okay.
None whatsoever.
Except if they want to include their families. Now, if they want to include their families, they will have to pay an additional $80.
And what was it before?
1711, and now it's going
Well,
to be 16.
actually, you have to subtract the employee out of that.
Well, you take the 888.
Yeah, take that, so
So
it's
not-
about $800, $840-something to $863 for the family, but we have very few that do family coverage.
So it will affect them.
Well,
Barely.
those 4 or 5 that do family will affect them a small amount, but we do 100% for employees, so.
Out of 100 people, we have probably 5%.
Not even that.
Anything else you want to add, Michael?
Good job.
Oh, no, nothing. And here's the dental portion.
So I'm going to go over the dental. Can everybody hear me good?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So on the dental, we did go out to the market 2 separate ways. One through dental only, just as a standalone dental. And then we also did it as a bundle with the medical. Standalone dental, we got absolutely no offers. Nobody was competitive. Now on the medical dental bundle, it would have to be $9 under current for it to be competitive. And as you can see, the Aetna alone, it's higher than the medical with Blue Cross Blue Shield. The dental, it's 10 cents lower, but if you look at overall the bundle, it's not worth it. It's best that you stay with Blue Cross.
We save an additional 1.5% by bundling the dental with the Blue Cross Blue Shield Health.
That's what we had it last time, right?
Yes, sir. We've had that way, we've had that for 40 years.
Yes. Most dental carriers, we inform them it's a package deal with Blue Cross. When you bundle medical and dental together with Blue Cross, for having the dental, they provide you with a 1% discount on the medical rates. So the competitive, competing vendors needs to be $9 lower than the Blue Cross's dental rate to be competitive. And when we inform the vendors that, they're saying, no, we're not going to bother quoting this. So that's the reason why we have only one quote from Aetna, which is kind of a bundle package with their medical.
So if you look at Aetna, for example, they did not include dental in their proposal. So,
Yeah.
or at least it doesn't say here.
Yes, but they did not, last year they had a bundle package of 2%. This year, they don't.
They didn't even include it.
No.
All right, so any other questions of our insurance provider? Anything? And I'll entertain a motion that we adopt this proposal from Compass and that we continue with Blue Cross Blue Shield for next year.
Motion to approve Compass for the new 26-27 health insurance with dental.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay,
Thank you very much.
passes unanimously. Thank you, Michael. Thank you both. Number 6 is discussion and possible action regarding a proposed reappraisal plan.
Okay, board members, you have had this to look at. If you were having trouble sleeping, read this. Appraisers, whether you're a fee appraiser or you work for an appraisal association or entity, we have to have a reappraisal plan. What is the plan? State legislation has stated that we have to have a 2-year reappraisal plan. This is nothing new. Every 2 years, on the even year, we have to bring it in, has to be approved by the board and submitted to the comptroller's office by September 15th. So that's why we have to do it in August, because our September meeting is after. It basically indicates what areas we're going to be looking at. Are we going to be doing a total reappraisal or reappraisals by area? It indicates that we're going to be watching the market, even though we may have indicated we're going to do certain subdivisions on page 10 and 11 that we're going to be reviewing. We're still reviewing the entire county as the market may change up or down. One of the items I did want to tell you that we included, we all know about the BPP House Bill 9, the 125,000. So on page 20, under 5.5, it was included in there on the business personal property valuation that we would be, even though businesses may not have to render, and even though there's that exemption of 125,000 for, we would still be doing field work, and we would still be sending out renditions, and we would still be staying on top of it. So we included that in the reappraisal plan specifically to address that. Other than that, it's basically the same reappraisal plans that we've been presenting the last several years, just with some changes in the different subdivisions.
We don't have it with us,
It
right?
wasn't in this
It was
book.
in the email.
You got it in the email, and we actually showed it last 2 months ago. But yeah.
So
Oh, I
the-
thought you had it with you.
No,
I
it's not in the
apologize.
So the only difference is the $125, $125,000 exemption.
Well, we added that to the reappraisal plan to indicate that the appraisal district would be continuing to do field work and would continue to be sending renditions, what have you. So we put that in the plan, so it was in there. And then we changed some of the subdivisions we would be looking at. And then, of course, that we would not be considering it an overall reappraisal year for the next 2 years, but we would be watching the market, and as indicated by the market, if we needed to reappraise whether up or down, that we would. So it's basically the same reappraisal plan that we've been submitting, just with the updates in the subdivisions and with that House Bill 9 in the BPP.
Remember, the comptroller's looking over us, and this is a responsibility we have do this.
And
in order to
this,
fulfill our
this is our indication per the statute that we have to do every other year to show that the appraisal district does have a scope of work. For those of you that are realtors or appraisers, you know, this is basically our scope of work of what we'll be doing the next 2 years. And it has to be presented to the board and approved, and then it'll be made public. It's out there already on our website.
Question?
I do.
Ask.
And if I'm out of line, you'll
It's never
stop
out
me.
of line, Laurie.
Since I don't have it in front of me, on this new plan, the 125,000, is there any mention on prorations and what's going to happen and how we are doing the prorations for the upcoming year?
No, ma'am, because the statute under House Bill 9 is every business personal property gets $125,000 exempt off of the value, like a
Right.
homestead. All we can address is, and of course, in the statute, it says they no longer have to render. I mean, they would like for them to render, but they don't have to. So all we can address is, because of that statute, what is the work we're going to do? So we're going to continue to field check, we're going to continue to send out renditions, we're going to continue to monitor. But there's nothing, we don't have anything to do with the proration.
You're talking about prorations in case there's a sale, or in case somebody
Yeah,
starts? That has nothing to do with the appraisal district, because we just assess a value, and then the
That's
title
for the title
company,
company.
Right.
the title company after sale will then
Well,
prorate.
So that's not
no,
one
I'm
of our
talking
functions.
for like the homestead exemption.
It's still up to the
In
title
here.
company.
Oh, yeah, it's,
No, the
no,
homestead exemption's up to central appraisal.
Wait, are you talking about prorated?
Yeah,
on the homestead, that is part of our procedures. So it's not addressed specifically in
in
that.
here?
It's not part of the reappraisal. The reappraisal plan will say, yes, there's homestead exemptions that have to be, we will be reviewing if they qualify, what have you. But in our actual department procedures, there's procedures as to how to handle the prorations.
okay, but not
Not
in
in there,
this
no,
plan.
ma'am, no. That's because that's not part of the appraisal process. That's
It's not
just-
part of the plan, it's
Right.
part of the process.
Right. So
That's what
it's in
you
the
tried to say.
procedures, yeah.
It's in the way we effect the plan. So
Right,
the plan just does what the plan says, and this is how we pursue that plan.
okay.
So
Yes,
it is
ma'am.
addressed, but it's addressed in the process. not
And
in-
will it ever be addressed here?
No, that's
If
not
you
something
could-
you have.
As a board member, you
No.
could suggest you talk to our chief appraisal officer. And that
If
she
somebody
can
has a
give you-
question.
And she can give you the background.
Yeah, but for a board member to come in and tell us how to do it
No,
or what they'd
or
like to, yeah.
individually, no.
But
And
if
we
you
have
have
committees
somebody
set
who
up.
has an issue, then yes, they can call us and we can walk them through it.
And we have committees set up, it could go through.
I
one of
know.
the committees.
And we,
Lots, and, yeah.
yeah, we can't get into that
No.
because that's individual.
It's
Yes.
way
Yes.
past
Yeah.
this board's. If we get into all that little stuff, we're
Yeah.
gonna get through. Ruben, do you have a question?
Yes, sir. Out of curiosity, does this exemption apply to every taxing entity or just one specific entity?
The 125?
Yes, ma'am.
All.
To the value. It has nothing to do with the
Does
entity.
Community college,
It
the
goes to the
county, the
value.
city?
Yes, sir. Every entity is affected by this.
It
And
goes to
every
the
entity,
value.
and every entity has been given, when we sent the certified, which I'll talk a little bit in my director's report, in the certified roll that we sent to all of the entities, there was the section of how much was being removed because of that exemption. So that was in the
That's a big
certified
impact.
rolls. Mhm.
I just want to clarify for the public, and I guess you can correct me if I'm wrong. We assess property values, and then how you guys assess your taxes is your business. So if our values are adjusted by an exemption, then the values are adjusted, and you guys set your rates based on what our values are. But all we're responsible for, right, is
Yeah.
values.
Now, and you
I just wanna
probably have
clarify.
heard I know for the county commissioners, when they were going over the budget, and city council, when they were going over the budget, at both of those hearings, multiple hearings, it was mentioned how much of their loss. I think the city said they were losing $7 million in dollars, not in value, but in dollars. But that's for them to calculate. We just give them the
They
values.
set the rate.
Yeah.
But
So,
you guys set the
yes,
rate,
yes.
the city sets the rate. We
Across
just
the
set the
board.
value.
Throughout the county, every business personal property, we lost we have about 22,000 business personal property accounts plus or minus, and there's about 8,000 left on the roll that have value out of that 22,000. So it was a big hit. That's why we put it in the plan, to continue to monitor. So that's the only real change in our plan. And I do want to recognize, you already recognized Beatrice Medina, but her department, Lizette Ricon, Christina Reyes, and Isaac Fierro, they're here. They're the ones who did a lot of research and put this plan together. We went over it quite often, so they are here. They don't want me to recognize them, but I am. Stand up.
Jackie, I didn't want to cut you short, so is there
No.
something, I want to make sure
You're good.
I'm transparent. I want to make sure we answered your question, or at
You
least
did.
you
It's
got
not
that
in
answer.
here, so, yeah, we're good.
Anybody else have a question on the plan? This is a plan we have to adopt in the way that we're going to do our business, that we submit to the state to show that we're in compliance with the regulation. Is there anybody who has any questions on the plan? You did get a copy of the plan at the last meeting, and it was sent to you via email this time. If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept that plan as our 2027, 2028 reappraisal plan for the El Paso Central Appraisal District. Motion?
So moved.
Second? Exchange. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Unanimously passes. All right, something about aerial photography. We're not talking drones here, but.
No.
No drones.
No drones. We don't want everybody. David Stone is going to give
This
you
is
a
David's
report.
baby.
This is David's, yeah.
Okay. Every year, the appraisal district flies aerial photography for the whole county of El Paso, and we share the product with all the taxing entities as well as many other entities in El Paso County, such as UTEP, the irrigation district, the TxDOT El Paso sector, the Border Patrol for the El Paso sector, Fort Bliss. So we give these aerials free of charge to the entities that are on the contract. These are not public files because they're proprietary for Eagle View, and we were currently on a 3-year contract. Last year in 2025 was the last flight for the 3rd year, so we needed to procure additional flights now. And we spoke to our software vendor, Harris Govern. They supply our CAMA system, and as part of the CAMA system, they have a module called Maddox, which allows the appraisers to call up the aerial photography while they're looking at properties in the CAMA system or while they're in the middle of a hearing with the ARB. So it's essential to our workflow. Well, Eagle View is the only company that's certified with Harris Govern that they can call up the orthogonal view, which is the straight up and down view, and the oblique view. When they fly the photography, they not only take the straight down pictures, but they take angled pictures from all 4 sides so you can see how the property actually looks. And they're the only company that's certified by Harris that their obliques will show up in the Maddox product. So we're asking the board to approve another 3-year contract with Eagle View because they're basically sole source, because they're the only ones that they can show the obliques in Maddox. Their proposal is $243,275 a year for the flights. But we are gonna, last time for the last contract, we got 3-inch resolution. Now we're gonna be able to get 2-inch resolution. And the price is cheaper than what it was for the 3-inch resolution. We currently have $256,000 budgeted for the 2026 and 2027 fiscal year. So we're coming in a little under 13,000 under budget. And just to sum it up, we're recommending Eagle View because the cost is within the budget. It's under budget, actually. We're going to be able to get 2-inch coverage instead of 3-inch coverage. Having a 3-year contract locks in the price because with what's going on with gas prices and everything, you don't know if we don't lock it in, the cost of the flights might go up in future years. And most important, that they're the only vendor that can provide oblique images that integrate with the Harris product.
So we had a 3-year contract before,
Yes.
and how much were we paying before?
We,
Same price?
a little bit under 256,000.
Right, we were paying more.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yes.
saw.
Yeah.
So this is
Pay
just
less.
for the sake of the board, we're paying less than what we budgeted and less than what we were paying over a 3-year contract before. So Eagle View has been very favorable. They have been very good to us in the sense that what they provided us has been very useful and very much worthwhile. And I applaud David for doing the homework to get to this point.
Motion to approve.
There you go. Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
This is to a 3-year contract. Any opposed? Passes unanimously, David. Just wanted to point out that it was less than, you may not have known that. So my favorite part is always when we get a taxpayer liaison report. So Tracy, this is, excuse me, we have number 8 is the discussion of possible action regarding appraisal review board proposed per diem adjustment. And this goes to our committee. You had a committee meeting?
Oh, yes, so the committee met, discussed this. It was brought to my attention that 2024, they had been given an adjustment. Committee feels that per diem is on point. We can revisit this maybe in about a year or 2 years from now. But that was the committee's decision that the per diem is fair.
I want to remind the committee that this isn't really a salary. This is supposed to reimburse members of our ARB for expenses that they've had to lay out. They're doing a community service, and this is expenses that they have to lay out for this position. So when they give you a list of their expenses that may exceed this number, then you'll revisit and you'll bring it back to us. But your committee's recommendation is to just leave it as it is for now. All right? That is a recommendation by the committee. It is a motion. Does not require a second. All in favor? Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes. All right, now we get to you, Tracy. Sorry, I forgot they had a committee meeting. We need to address it. Thank you for your committee's diligence.
Good evening, Board of Directors. Tracy Carter, Taxpayer Liaison Officer. Right in front of you, you'll have a blue folder. If you all can please open that up. I am going to talk about the administrative complaints that we received this year. We received a total of 6. The first one was Mr. Ray. He had filed a timely protest. The ARB heard him and lowered the value of the property. But he was still not happy with the value, so he filed another. He wanted to file a 2525D late protest. He said he mailed that to us, and we did not receive it. We looked everywhere. We did not receive it. But after reviewing the hearing, the Paso Central Appraisal District identified an error regarding the property and requested that Mr. Ray meet with an appraiser. On June 12th, both parties reached an agreement on the property's value and signed a settlement agreement.
So
He was taken care of.
He's happy.
Our second complaint was from Mr. and Mrs. Aguilar. They were disappointed with the EPCAD and the ARB. They felt that they weren't allowed to present their additional evidence during the final comments of the hearing. After reviewing the case, the ARB chairman agreed to rehear the case. On June 3rd, the property owner and El Paso Central Appraisal District came to an agreement and settled the value. Our third one,
So he's
this,
happy.
I'm sorry? Yes, he's
He's
happy.
reserved. Okay, good.
On our third one, this was a personnel issue. So Mrs. Kilgore has addressed that issue on our third administrative complaint. On the fourth issue, Mrs. Aguilar felt that her evidence had not been adequately considered and that applicable policies and procedures were unclear. After reviewing the protest, the ARB chairman agreed that the matter warranted a new hearing. The ARB reheard the protest, and she was happy with it.
Resolved.
Resolved. On our fifth complaint, Mr. Catejena, he requested a telephone protest hearing. However, we did have an issue with trying to contact him by the telephone. So after all this that was happening, it was reviewed. The residential manager went ahead and talked to Mr. Catejena directly, and they were both able to reach an agreement regarding the property's value. And also, Mr. Catejena's disability and homestead exemptions were already approved and granted on June 8th of 2026. So he did get his exemption.
Resolved.
Resolved. Our sixth complaint by Mr. Rodriguez, he filed a timely protest and rescheduled an appointment for another day. Well, when the second day came, he did not show up for his protest again. So the ARB chairman asked him to please, he would need to prove good cause on why he did not come to his hearings. Mr. Rodriguez refused to show any information on why he was late. Did not show up.
Late or did he not?
Sorry, did not show up.
Was it a no-show?
Did not show, no show. So the ARB chairman did follow procedures, follow the policies on the ARBs, and did not resend that case. And I have not heard back from him since.
Have we sent him a letter or something stating that you did not show up for your hearing? So for that
Yes,
reason,
the ARB chairman did email.
and we have a copy in our file. to prove that there's a-
Yes, I do.
That's just, okay.
And then it's that time of year again for the ARB selection committee. So, Mr. Chairman, if you can appoint,
We have a committee, we have an ARB committee, and
Okay,
that
so
committee
same
is
one.
responsible
okay,
for
great.
doing exactly what they did last year.
Okay, and
The
ARB,
committee, by the way, just for the record, is Sergio Coronado, Alfred Gonzalez, Ed Mena, and Jackie York. So those four board members, under the direction of Ed, I believe, form a committee that will meet and do what you need to have them do.
okay, and I would like to meet with all of y'all maybe in September, so that way we can talk about interview questions that you guys may want to put in.
Okay.
Okay?
The ad is out for ARB members to apply, and Ms. Carter is working with those.
Yes, the deadline is September 30th. I'm currently right now, for 2027, we'll have 22 members because they have one more year left of their term.
Right.
We'll have 23 openings. 19 members do need to reapply for their second term. And we are advertising with the El Paso Times, El Diario. It's on our Central Appraisal District's website, community organizations, neighborhood associations, veterans. We're going throughout the city and advertising. And currently, right now, I'm working with taxing entities for our Truth and Taxation website, so property owners could get on there and take a look to see what they're looking at for their meetings. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions?
Anybody have any questions for Tracy? Thank you for what you do, Tracy.
Thank you.
It's a thankless job, but thank you. It sure is. Okay, Dinah, it's all yours.
All right, well, thank you, board members. I hope y'all had a really nice summer. We were very busy. We had over 51,000 protests, which was up from about 46,000 last year, and a couple of years ago, we only had like 40. So we are seeing an increase in protests. So that'll be something that we'll be dealing with going forward. I do want to let you know that Tracy, unfortunately, has to tell you about the complaints. I get to tell you about the positive. When it came to the employees, we had an overall 99% excellent and good rating regarding our employees. And comments went from new to process, staff took time to explain all steps, treated with respect from walking in to finish, standout stars, great service, prompt, courteous, attentive, patient, knowledgeable, efficient, painless. That's really something you don't hear when you're talking about property taxes, right? Issues addressed in detail, professionally performed. So I just want to let you know that the staff received, 99%. 98 was excellent, 1% was good, so the other 2% we dealt with as it came up. We have already started our staff training, our coursework, our field work. We're already starting for the 2027 cycle. I do want to brag a little bit on my HR team of Carlos and Robert, Gabrielle, and Gina. We had some really fun things. They have brought in Paws for Love, which is they bring in dogs that are trained. We brought them in last week and then again this week, and they walk around and visit with staff. It's a stress reliever. They go all over the city, different businesses, hospitals, children's hospitals. We had our Hawaiian cookout for our employees where we all dressed in, muumuus and shorts and flip-flops. And
I didn't invite us.
that went over really well. Well, it's for the employees. So we wanted them to be comfortable. And if y'all noticed, you have a little M&Ms on your desk.
I did see that.
So for 4th of July, Robert worked with me. If you notice the decorations, we're leaving them up through the end of September, then we'll go into Halloween. But every week, we brought something that was red, white, and blue. M&M's was 1 week. We did popcorn, red, white, and blue popcorn. We had the bomb pops, the popsicle that were red, white, and blue. And the main thing is we were able, through our discretionary funds that you allow me to have, every employee was able to get an EPCAD shirt. Blue shirt, it had EPCAD across the front with a flag. And then on the back, we had somebody from our mapping department draw up a design. And it shows different buildings of El Paso with the mountains in the background, with fireworks and the star. And it said 250th anniversary. So for now they can wear them on Wednesdays, but for the whole month of July, they could wear them anytime they wanted. And we had some pictures taken of everybody wearing them when we gave out the shirts. So they were able to have them for the 3rd of July to wear them. So some things that we are doing for our staff. I'm just really, really proud of that. We did certify the roll on the 24th of July. I know those of you that worked with your entities received that. The roll was sent to all of the entities. ARB continued hearings through the 13th of August around noon that they were done. They'll meet again sometime in October to hear lake protests, what we call our 25 lake protests, and any timelies that come in between now and then, they'll be able to hear. Overall, the county market, as Ms. York probably can tell you, is very stable, higher in some areas than others when you get out into East Lake, that area. But overall, the county was increased about 2.1%. The city of El Paso about 1%, and the city of Socorro about 3.8%. So that can kind of tell you where the growth is going overall. And then that included new construction. So, we are seeing that, but we'll be watching it pretty closely to see what happens going into the next year. But that's my report. If y'all have any questions or anything you'd like to. And I'm losing the bet. The bet was we'd be here till 7 before we finished. So. But we do have executive sessions, so don't go.
No, we don't.
Yes,
Do
do.
we
have
get
video.
a shirt?
You get a shirt? You know what? We could probably figure something
That
out.
would be
Any
cool.
questions of Dinah?
Nope. Good job.
So we obviously have good morale, and it's good morale that gets people to stay 25 years. It's good morale that gets people to stay 10 years. So it's a reflection on the leadership that we have.
And overall, to get these wonderful comments
Yes.
that,
Absolutely.
so I'm really, really proud of
So
all
I
of our
didn't
staff.
realize we have executive sessions, so we only have 9 minutes to do executive session. But we are going to have to go into executive session. We have one brief item that we need to discuss. Is there anything else for the regular meeting before we do that? Then I need a motion to allow us to adjourn for the time being our regular meeting, and we get into executive session.
Motion to adjourn at 5.
Right, you need to call out the sections that you're going
Oh,
on.
I'm sorry. This is, if you look at, it's section 551.074, section A, which allows us to go into executive session. So I have a motion from Ed.
Motion at 5:49.
Exactly 5:49 to retreat into executive session. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are officially,
Okay, hold on, we got a Jimmy and,
Temporary.
James Thompson,
Jimmy
Edward
staying in?
Pettis, and Imelda Osborne are staying because it
That's fine.
does affect their
Okay.
department.
fine, you guys stay. Please, you will be counsel to our
Who
executive
made,
session.
I know Jackie seconded it.
Motion was
It was-
Ed, exactly 6:10. We are coming out of executive session. No action or business was completed during the executive session at all, but we're back and open again for the meeting, the regular meeting. And does anybody have any discussion and action on any previous item?
Yes, I move
Jackie, yours.
I move that we give authorization for the chief appraiser to appeal the orders of the Appraisal Review Board determining a taxpayer protest or motion to change the appraisal roll for the tax year 2026, PID number 362247, for Hawkins and I-10 acquisition for the fountains at Farah, and for Mr. Longoria to file the resolution.
Reference the Texas tax code.
Yes, reference Texas Tax Code ANN 42.02 and 42.06.
Second.
Is there a second? There it is. Is there any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes unanimously. Any other business before this board? We have our next meeting will be
Next meeting
September
is going to be September 17th.
17th. So, 16 de septiembre plus a day. Thank you all very much. Thank you all very, very much for all that you do and for your
guys.